Guys, when you come to Petra, this is your first time here for many of you. When you think of Petra, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? When you think about this, you've seen it on TV, right? Indiana Jones and all that. When you think of Petra, what do you think of? Someone?
Biblical prophecy.
The treasury, okay, a 5-foot high treasury here. What else comes to mind?
I think it's the Jewish house.
End times.
What is it?
The salvation of the Jews.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, the salvation of the Jews, all right? We know that this is going to be the area where the Jewish people are going to be sheltered for the last half of the tribulation period, okay? You look at this 5-story high treasury right here. There's a sundial there, okay? You can see the remains of what looks to be a woman's figure there. You can clearly see that. If you look further up, above the sundial to the right and to the left, you will notice the remains of eagles. You see an eagle.
Yeah.
You see an eagle there, an eagle there. You see an eagle there, eagle there. The heads are missing. Okay. Now I find that to be significant. This was the place where Esau and the Edomites, his descendants, dwelt. We know Esau was the father of the Edomites, right?
Yeah.
That's Genesis chapter 36, verses 1, 8, and 9. Obadiah, the Jewish prophet, prophesied of this place. That the Edomites were arrogant individuals. There was only one way in and one way out from the city. You just came through that place to come in, the Sikh area. One way in, one way out. It's one of the 7 wonders of the world. This was considered the impregnable city. Nobody could conquer this city, and the Edomites thought that they were the best thing since sliced bread, even to the point of blaspheming the God of Israel. So God told the Jewish prophet Obadiah to prophesy to the people of this area right here, the Edomites. Though thou exalt thyself above the eagle, and though thou make thy nest upon the stars, from thence I'm going to bring you down, saith the Lord. And that's exactly what God did. You know when he did it? 312 BC. A group from Arabia, today Saudi Arabia, known as the Nabateans. They came in and they destroyed Edom. They destroyed Petra. And everything that you see here today were not done by the Edomites. What you see right here were done by these people called the Nabateans. Now, 1994, I'm fast forwarding here for time. 1994, a peace treaty was signed between Israel and these people here, Jordan. Now Israelis, which would never happen before, Israelis can now come into Jordan. They can come right here to Petra and freely walk around the Torah. That is going to be the beginning of the fulfillment of this prophecy that we read about in Isaiah chapter 16, 1 and 4, Isaiah chapter 26, verse number 20, Isaiah chapter 63, verses 1 through 6, Revelation 12:6, Revelation 12:14. At the midway point of the tribulation period, Antichrist is going to break his treaty with the Jewish people. The Jews are going to flee for their very lives. Revelation 12:6 tells us, and the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had the place prepared of God, that they should feed her 1,203 score days. That's 1,260 days. That's going to be the last half of the tribulation period. Who is the woman in Revelation 12:6? Israel. Okay, we know that based on Genesis 37, verse number 9. It's Israel. They're going to come here. Now, when you go down a couple of verses to Revelation chapter 12 and verse 14, to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, times, and half a time from the face of the serpent. Time, times, half a time is Jewish colloquialism for the last half of the tribulation period. They're going to be sheltered here by God for the last 3.5 years. And I was just talking to someone about this earlier. Zechariah chapter 13, verses 8 and 9 tells us, unfortunately, 2/3 of the Jewish people are going to die in the tribulation period and go to hell for the rest of eternity, because they rejected Jesus as Savior and believed the lie of this man called the Antichrist. However, verse 9 says another 1/3 will survive, be sheltered, protected by God right here in the area we are in right now, Petra. At the end of the tribulation period, Jesus returns at his second coming. He comes here to Petra. We know this based out of Isaiah 63, verse 1. Who is this that cometh to Edom? That's where we are, right? Edom. With dyed garments from Bozrah. Bozrah, if you go further down, would be where the capital was of this place that we are right now. Bozrah, Edom, Petra. He will pick up the surviving Jewish remnant, take him to Jerusalem, where Zechariah 14:4 says, and on that day shall his feet touch the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east. And when they do see him coming back, you know what the Jews are going to cry out? Watch, I'm going to get everyone's attention here. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. Oh. Blessed is he who cometh in the name of the Lord. Romans 11:26. And so all Israel shall be saved. They're all looking at me right now. Did he just speak Hebrew in my country? All right, so Nassau's going to come up and say a few words here. Any questions about this place, Petra?
Amazing.
It's amazing. Eh?
Very.
This is where it's going to happen. This is where it's going to be fulfilled.
Again.
Come on up, my friend.
August.
Everybody look this way. Thank you, Timmy. I appreciate it, buddy.
أجمل يا حلو الله يسعدك.
No, thank you.
Guys,
أجمل.
now look at the treasury over here. First of all, why they call it the treasury?